morning, Flosstube. My name is Dawn Marie, and this is my channel, DM's Crafty Vortex. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. However, I do throw in other crafts. I have some knitting. I have a little bit of quilting that I've started, but I will do those at the end. I will let you know when they're coming up, but there's always cross stitch, and there's always cross stitch at the beginning. I want to thank all of the subscribers that are coming back and seeing me again. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a few weeks since I've recorded. I think April 13th was my last upload, and it's May 7th now. I know it's May 7th because I had to check the milk and make sure it wasn't expired for my coffee this morning. I also want to thank any new subscribers, anyone who is watching this channel for the first time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you want to hit that subscribe button, maybe give me a thumbs up. I also absolutely love comments. I read all my comments. It makes me feel like I'm having a conversation and that I'm not just here doing a monologue. It lets me know that there are people out there and I'm talking to somebody. So please feel free to comment below any questions you might ask about anything. I try to link below what I'm working on, but I don't get too much detail in it. So if you ever need clarification on anything, just drop me a comment below and I will respond back to you. So it has been a while since my last upload. It's probably going to be like that for most of the summer, to be perfectly honest. I live in Maine, so we have very short summers. Not as bad as Canada, but we are pretty close to Canada. So when the sun is up and it is warm out, and I have a choice between being in the house and cross stitching or going out for a hike with my husband or just going outside and enjoying the sun, I'm going to be outside. I also did take on a second per diem job. Crafting is expensive, and I am a multi-crafter, so that's even more expensive. So along with my regular daily job, I am picking up a few hours here and there to just get some craft money. And I'm going to have to pause already because my dogs have decided that they only wanted to be outside for a few seconds and I need to let them in. I will be right back. I was hoping for a no edit video, but that's not going to happen. You know, with life and kids and dogs and everything being around, and then the standard tail usually wagging in the background, that's what these videos are. So let's get started on what I've accomplished because I'm extremely excited with one of my things I have to show you, and I'm going to make it the first thing. This is not something you see on this channel ever, but I have a fully finished object. And here it is. This is the cross stitch I have been doing since my very first video. This is from my best friend Amy, and I have it all in a frame. I watched a video from, I believe it's Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, on how to finish it. This frame is a little thin. I now know I have to look for thicker frames so that everything fits in it. I did not have the paper to put on the back, so we went with wrapping paper. You know, it's homemade, right? So it can look homemade. I do still have to get something on the back for her to be able to hang it, but it is in a frame. I probably shouldn't have made my very first project something with straight line borders, but I don't think it came out too bad for our first attempt. And it saved me a lot of money on paying for a frame. So here it is, a fully finished object. I am so excited. I mean, can you call it fully finished if it doesn't have something on the back to hang it? I think you can, because you can put things in stands, right? We're gonna go with fully finished and just make me feel good. So here is a fully finished object. And she is going to be here in a couple of weeks, so I will be able to give this to her. And that means I don't have my glasses on, so there we go. I am done with this chart. It's used, but not too bad. I did use a working copy, but it has a little bends in it. However, this is going to be a giveaway later on, so if somebody else wants to make this for a friend, we will at the end talk about how you can get your hands on this chart. I have been participating in WhipGo on the Facebook site Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and it's like a bingo board, and you fill in all the squares with things that you want to accomplish. And I don't have a lot of things because I don't have a lot of whips. That is getting bigger, but at the time I did not have a lot of whips. So I did have a lot of things on the board multiple times, but one of the things called last month was my temperature tree from last year, and I just needed to get Maine in 2020. I don't know if you can see this, how well it's going to show up, but I got it charted, so there we go, Maine 2020, and this is ready to be fully finished. And I'll get a frame for this, attempt another one, maybe a thicker frame so it doesn't stick out so far in the background. But Whip Go Goal 1 for last month is completed with my temperature tree. I did pull this out of the bag, so I don't have any of my information on it. The pattern is from Stitchin' Mama. You all know her. If you're watching me, you must watch her. So this is her pattern. It's just a light blue witchel that I got off Amazon. I used all the called for colors, and I think I used the cold climate, maybe being in Maine, and then I added one extra color to the bottom and one extra color to the top. So this is last year's temperature tree, all completed and ready to be finished. Now, cross stitchers like to use a lot of acronyms. I try not to use the acronyms, and I try to say things. So instead of saying FFO, I try to say fully finished object. However, if I use an acronym and I forget to tell you what it means, you can go over to Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. She is absolutely amazing. Her name is Pam, and she does a glossary in all of her channels. So if you go over to her channel and you go to the bottom, she does a glossary of what all our acronyms mean. So if I ever forget to tell you what something is, shoot on over to her and you'll enjoy her videos. She is wonderful, but she also has a glossary of what all of those are. So also for Whip Go, and I don't have these in order, I pulled, it was to do 5 hours on a full coverage. I just listed as golf. It is a pattern I'm doing for my husband. Hoping to get it done in this lifetime. We shall see. But I needed to put 5 hours in on it. I don't know. I think I took a before picture. If I did, you'll see the before picture. If I didn't, nothing will pop up. But I am completely unprepared for this video. I just decided a few minutes ago that it's been almost a month, I need to get one up. But here is where we are at. And I will have more done because this got pulled again for this month as well, so I need to put another 5 hours in it. I do have gridded fabric, which is making it so much easier to do. I don't think I will ever do a full coverage without gridded fabric, but I've just been on the same color over and over again. I'm going to complete this color on this page, and then when I get a page finish for this color, I'll go back and do another color. I am doing cross country, although it's not really extreme because there's a lot of this color in this area. I don't know how to pock threads. I might watch a video on it, or I might just stay with cross country because it's working for me. So this is where I'm at on this, and this month this got pulled again, so I will get another 5 hours in on this. As you watch me go through this, you'll notice that I'm not really talking about any May Mania projects. Not working on that. I started 2 new projects in April. I don't want to have 1,000 projects going. I feel like I tend to be a monogamous stitcher. Once I'm stitching on something, I don't like to put it down. So starting a new project every day for a month isn't going to work for me. And I really wasn't into even starting a new project every weekend. I just kind of wanted to work on what I wanted to work on. So for me, my stitching is what I want to do. Next year, I'm thinking of maybe doing Mirabilia May. That kind of has some thought that I might want to do and start collecting a couple of patterns. Again, it would not be a new one every day, but maybe start a couple of them throughout the month. But I've got a year to figure that out. So for May, it's just I'm doing a lot of sales and I want to keep up on them. So because of that, every month is pretty much dictated by when my sales drop. I do have one that I would normally show you next, the Animal Crossing one, but I found that when the month got pulled, instead of being like, oh yes, I get to walk on it, I was a little bit more of, oh, I have to work on that. And this is my hobby, so once I get to the point of not being excited about working on it, it needs a little bit of a timeout. I will probably finish it at some point. I'm sure I'll get excited about it again, but right now it just did not make it into my lineup this month. However, my linens and threads did get pulled at the beginning of the month, and I was super excited to work on it. I am using just an Aida that I got at, I think probably either Joann Fabrics or Michael's, and I think it might be 18 count. It's also not ironed. I apologize. The color I am using, it is monochromatic, is 519. So just DMC 519. It's not ironed. I apologize for that. But this is where we are at now on it. And this is the block that was called for this month. So January was just getting all the boxes in. February was this box right here. March was a doozy. It was all these borders. April was here, and now May is done. So this is where I'm at on that. I am really enjoying how this is coming out. This is linens and threads. It is a free stitch along. It is a mystery stitch along. I can't show you what the pattern on what it's going to look like when it's done because I don't have it yet. But I have really enjoyed this. Next year, however, I think instead of doing the 2022 stitch along, I really want to do the 2020 stitch along. It's a Quaker, and I love Quakers. I'm absolutely obsessed. So I want to do that, and I want to start a couple more full coverage patterns. I have a Heaven and Earth design I just downloaded. It's a limited edition one that I might start getting threads on, but that's way in my future. And next up was, and these are in no particular order, it's just the order I'm grabbing them in, was my birthday start. I said on my last video, which was April 13th, that I was going to start it early, but I did not. I did not want to check mark the box because I check mark the box as I work on it. I did not want to check mark the 13th. I wanted the 14th to be my first check mark, so I waited. So I have it in this little bag I made so that I can keep all my DMCs. I do bobbinate, and it is Bellatrix. I am copying from Kansascitygirlinacoloradoworld, Julie. She is doing this as her hashtag Bellatrix birthday sale. So I'm also doing that. And this is the pattern. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? From Bella Filipina. This also works for your Stitch Asia if you're doing Stitch Asia. And I don't know what is happening to the lighting in here. I apologize for that. This is being done on 14 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. So this is just, again, Aida that I bought at Michael's and I dyed it up. And this is, as I said, the hashtag Bellatrix birthday sale, doing it with Julie from Kansascitygirlinacoloradoworld. I do not have it before, and this is how much I got done. Isn't that beautiful? I could not put this down. And this is my go-to whenever I'm in between a sale and I have time to just stitch on whatever I want. This is my go-to. I absolutely love it. This will all be beading, I think, right through there. And this hoop, it's 11-inch Q-snap, fits right in my bag too. I do not sell them. I have gotten some questions. I apologize. I do not sell any of my bags. Now with a job and a half, really don't have time to even make all the bags I want to make for myself. But maybe this summer, if I have time, I will put out a tutorial on how I make this. I do have a tutorial on how I make my other bags, though. That is already out. Another sal I've been working on is from the Frosted Pumpkin. And this is being done on Fiber on a Whim, the mint colorway, and I think it was the March one. It is from their club. It's 14 count, and this comes out the 25th of every month. So I did show the first month last month because it started in April. So now I'm at May, and this is where I am at on this. So this was April's. There we go. And then May is the matcha. And look at the little, let me see. Can you see the needle minder? Isn't that adorable? That's from the Frosted Pumpkin as well. And this is where we're at. I am really enjoying this one. I was not going to do this. I did not need another stitch along. Again, Sal, S-A-L, it's stitch along. But I saw that first clue, and everybody was posting pictures on Instagram, and I just couldn't resist. I started this on Easter with all the stores closed, and I had enough DMC to start it, but I did not have all the colors. So since then, I've decided I'm getting a full collection of DMC. Every week on payday, I run to Michael's and I buy between 10 to 20 flosses. My husband yesterday, when we were out, he asked if I got my flosses for the week. I hadn't, so he drove me right to Michael's and said, well, you got to get your flosses. So I've got him trained as well. Although he's got me trained also, yes, he golfs. It works out great. He has his golf, I have my crafts. We both understand the need to spend money on hobbies. I also, it's not really a stitch along, but I have been doing the Country Cottage chart of the month. And I kind of have April done, except the back stitching. I'll do the back stitching when I'm ready, but you really have to feel the urge. And there's not a lot of back stitching. I'll show you, will I show you the picture? Maybe I'll show you the picture. And this is all the called for. It's with the Fat Quarter Shop. They send out the kit, they sent out all the floss, they sent out all the fabric, and I don't know why I even take these off, because then I just have to put them right back on again. So here is April, and the pictures are super tiny. And here is where I am at. So I just need eyes and whiskers, and then the chickadees need their legs. Then this is done. And then I will start May. I have been working on these in the month that they are, so I'm not working in April and March so I can have it displayed. I'm working in April and April, and May, and then I will have these displayed for next year. And I do believe June just came out as well, but I haven't put it in my bag yet. That's actually all the cross stitching that I have done. It's actually, I don't think too bad. I did more than I thought I did. I spent most of my time on Bellatrix, so I think I will be starting on May for my Country Cottage, and then Cozy Cafe will drop, and in between those, again, I just keep pulling the Bellatrix out because I am obsessed with that. I absolutely love working on it. It has just enough color blocking to keep it soothing, but enough color changes to keep it exciting, and I have really enjoyed watching it progress. I do have a little bit of cross stitch haul. So I mentioned that my mom bought me the Caterpillar cross stitch Hello Petals, and that came in the mail. So there's Hello Petals, and it's the kit, so it's got the fabric and the floss. This is the needle minder I am using. Isn't that absolutely perfect? A little tree to go with the trees. I also ordered the Hello Summer, and that is going to be done as a mystery stitch along. That will come out, I think, in June. And I have a little, put in this cute little tree bag. Isn't that perfect? So that's from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I also have for haul my Fiber on a Whim. And this was, I believe, April's, because it's been a while since I've showed anything. And it's so pretty. And I have become adventurous. This is, I changed my, oh, I'm sorry about the crinkle, but you know what? Crinkles happen in every video. So I changed it to 32 count Lugana. You know, normally I'm doing 16 count is usually adventurous for me, but I'm trying to just change things up a little bit, see how I like it. If I don't like it, I will go right back to Aida. There is no problem with Aida. I just wanted to try something different. So look at how pretty that is. And let's see. Rockin' Robin, that's the color. Rockin' Robin. And then the flosses, I belong to the floss also. And Blew Me Away is what they're calling this color palette. I did not open it yet because I can't get it to look so pretty when I put it back in, and I wanted you all to see how it looks while it's all nice and pretty. So we have Robin Blue, Shades of Blue, which is really nice and variegated, Blue Hydrangeas, Teal I Meet You, look at that color, and Singing in the Rain. So those are the colors. Aren't those pretty? And I should actually be getting my May colors soon. I will probably get them as soon as I'm done with this video. The mail will come because that's how it works out. Last month I recorded on the 13th because I didn't want to record on the 14th, which was my birthday. And then I had an amazing birthday, but I came home to my Black Needle Society box sitting on my porch. And I ended up recording on my birthday anyways because I wanted to get the box. I wanted to open the box. And when I open it, I want to make sure you see my reaction as I'm opening it. So I ended up recording on my birthday anyways, but that's how things work out. That is all my stitchy haul. Next up will be knitting and sewing, but first I want to do the cross stitch giveaway because if you're only here for the cross stitch, I don't want you to have to watch all my other crafts before you can enter. So the giveaway again, let me pull it out, is this pattern by Little Things Too. Friendship is not a big thing, it's many little things. And again, this is not a monetized channel. This will never be a monetized channel. If you ever see any ads, let me know because they are not ads that I've authorized. I've heard that YouTube is now starting to put ads on non-monetized channels because they want to get their money. But if there's any ads, it's not my doing. But because of that, I really can only afford to mail things in the United States. Rules, please do not say free or giveaway. I don't want any of the trolls to show up on my channel. I want to make sure this goes to somebody who wants to cross stitch it. You must be 18 or older in order for me to mail it to you. And I do ask that if you do enter the giveaway, please watch my next video, even just to see if you were the one who won. It is a little frustrating when we do a giveaway and a lot of people want it and the person we announce just never claims it. So to get this, just say the word friend down below. Friend is going to be the word that I look for on my next one. It will probably be maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now. It's not going to be next week. I don't upload every week, especially not now in the summer. But I will look for friend and this chat will go out to you. Before I get into the knitting and the sewing, just a little bit of a life update. I did have my birthday since the last time I videoed. I turned the big 50, so I am 50. And my husband says I can say I'm 43 because he's 43, and he says if I married him and I took his name, I can take his age. So I am 43 right now, but everybody reminds me I'm 50. I had an amazing birthday. I have to say, it was probably the best birthday I've ever had. There was no big surprise party. COVID, it was COVID safe. I am not, a lot of us who video and put ourselves out here, people think we're very outgoing. We are talking to a camera in our house by ourselves, although my husband is working from home in the other room, and it's very obvious to me that he can hear me, so it is actually a little bit more nerve-wracking to record than it used to be. But I am actually an introvert. So my birthday consisted of my husband taking the day off and letting my birthday be whatever I wanted it to be. I woke up and I was able to relax to a cup of coffee. I make lattes, and I think my lattes taste better than any place else I can go because I can custom make it to me. So before we went out, I wanted to drink one of my coffees, even though he wanted to go get me a Starbucks. Which was super sweet of him. I got to drink my coffee, and then he took me out to breakfast. We went to a little cafe in Westbrook called By Row-Lori. They have the most amazing corned beef hash, and they have salt and vinegar home fries where you can actually taste the salt and vinegar. It was awesome. And then he took me to a craft store and just tagged along behind me. Actually, anytime he takes me to a craft store, he never complains or looks at the time. He looks at his watch all the time because we both have smartwatches and we get text messages and everything, but he never rushes me. So I got to get my DMC for the week, and then we came home and he gave me the gift of time to myself. Sometimes time to yourself is the most important gift. I just looked at him and said, I need you to leave, I want to sew. So he gave me a couple of hours where I got to just relax and sew, and I didn't have to feel guilty that he took the day off from work, and I didn't have him glued to my side. And then he came back and he took me out for a salted caramel ice cream sundae. It was amazing. If any of you are from Maine and you know Beals and Gorham, we went there and we got to go across the street, and there's a big hiking trail, and we got to eat our ice cream and we got to hike the trails. The weather was perfect for it. When I came back, I found my Black Needle Society box on the porch, and I got to video, and I didn't hear anything about how I said I wasn't going to video that day. He just let me do what I want. He doesn't complain anyways. I get to do whatever I want, and he is so easygoing. He is pretty much the best husband, so I'm pretty lucky there. And then he got me Olive Garden for dinner, and I personally love the Olive Garden. I got to pick any restaurant I wanted. I wanted the Olive Garden. I got the Olive Garden. It was just awesome. And then I started my birthday started on Bellatrix. So I can say I can check that one off in the history books as a birthday to remember. Amazing husband, amazing day, amazing weather, and a box from the Black Needle Society. I'm not going to show that box today though, because I did an unboxing video. You can go watch that. It was one of their specialty boxes, so it would not be a video without him finding that toy. But it was a big box, so there's just a lot to show in it. If you want to see what's in it, I am sure by now everybody has seen what's in that. I did completely forget about the event though. I worked that weekend anyway, so I did not participate in the Up All Night event, but I do have the box and the amazing blanket. Also for cross stitch, I am going away next weekend. Sorry you guys are getting all the blather before we go on to any of the other crafts, but I'm going away next weekend to Celebrations in New Hampshire, which is a cross stitch conference. I have never been to a cross stitch one. I have been to a bunch of quilting ones, but I am so excited. I am starting out early on Thursday. I'm heading to New Hampshire to my friend Sue's cottage, and Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough is going to meet up with us. We are going to go to the local cross stitch store, and I have not been in a cross stitch store for well over 20 years, and we don't really have any in Maine. So I'm super excited about that. I think it's The World in Stitches is the name of the cross stitch store. We'll go there Thursday, and then Thursday night Celebrations has a mini preview, and then we'll go to the actual conference on Friday, and I think Saturday we're just going to hang out and stitch, and it's going to be so much fun. and I'm not going to be at work, and I'm not going to have any responsibilities, and the only thing I need to do is stitch. My friend Sue's cottage is right on the water, so it's going to be a beautiful view, and I am so looking forward to that. My next video will hopefully have a bunch of haul. Usually I only have 1 or 2 things to show, but I'm hoping from there I will bring back a lot of fun stuff. So that is now it for the cross stitch. If you are here to see the knitting and the quilting, thank you for sticking around. If you are just here for the cross stitch, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out what I have. I will catch you next time. So for knitting, I am still just working on the hats. It's just such a soothing knit. And I've been thinking about maybe making another sweater, but then I remember I really can't wear the sweaters because I get all itchy. But I'm hoping maybe if I do a fingering weight sweater or a cardigan, it won't be as bad, but we'll see. That's for another day. As far as this knitting, I am still working on Musselburgh hats. So this is the pattern. And it's by, I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm just going to show you. This first one I am making for my daughter. Oh yes, my daughter Kayla came over on my birthday too, so I got to spend some time with her. And my son made me the most amazing book card, but I have it at work because I had to show everyone at work. I will try to bring it home and show it on my next video. It was amazing. And I'm just trying to find the band. This yarn is from Dragon Hoard. If I was prepared. Okay, so the yarn is Dragon Hoard yarn. It is Fallen Angel, and it is a 75-25 mix. And here's the yarn color. Isn't that gorgeous? This is where I was at last time I showed, and this is where I'm at now. I think I'm only about 2 inches away from starting the decreases. So this is just going to be a long tube, and then you'll decrease it, and then you tuck it in on itself, and it ends up being a double thick, really nice warm hat. So this is the color my daughter picked out, and I need to find a really nice pom-pom because she likes pom-poms on her hats. So this is where I'm at with this one. And this is the yarn in the skein. It's really pretty. And then the next one is for my aunt, and this is a Yawnable. This was March's colorway. It was Celtic Faerie, and this one is an 85-15 mix. You can really tell the difference between the 85-15s and the 75-25s. It's much more plump and just so nice and squishy. So this is my aunt's. This is where I was last time. Don't need to rush through them because again, it is getting warmer. So we probably won't need these until October, November, but just a nice soothing knit. And this is Yawnable. Sorry about that. I had to pause. My husband got a phone call and we had to shut down for a few seconds, but unfortunately, even though it was only a matter of a few seconds, it was just enough time for the sun to hit my windows in just a way that, can you not? Anyways, it was just enough time for the sun to hit the arch where it was coming through the windows and you could see all the window marks on me, and for my cat to hop up on the table and now stop playing with all my stuff. But we are almost done. So knitting haul. I did get my Yawnable subscription in. Really excited about that. If you are a Yawnable member and you have not gotten your subscription in, look away, fast forward. This is your chance to not see it before yours comes in. So for Yawnable, they have the best goodies in the box. They really put effort into their little goodies. So this month we got this cute little thing to go over the lens of your camera. It says, I'd rather be knitting. It's teeny tiny. And you put it on your computer where your little screen is that you're recording, and it blocks it if you're one of those people who feel like people can look through it. And that is really cute. So there is that. And then this is Room and Linen Mist. And I am not a fan of getting things with scents, but it's really not an overpowering scent at all. It's a fairly substantial size bottle too. And let's see. So it is Pixie Sticks Room Spray from Happy Scents Co. And then the I'd rather be knitting web privacy cover. And then there's a hat pattern as well. So a little download to this hat pattern to go with the yarn. So those are the 3 extras in the box. She also gives a coupon code for her Hypnotic Yarn site, which is good until the end of the month when you scratch it off. I do believe she just opened up her box for new members. I think it's only open for a few days. So if you want to be a member, hurry on over and grab it now. This is such a customizable box as well. You can pick whether you want 1 or 2 skeins of yarn, and you can pick whether you want fingering weight or DK weight. You can also do a sneak peek, and if that yarn color isn't for you, you can cancel for just that month and still continue on with the next month, or you can just randomly be surprised and get every single month as it comes. Completely up to you. I love all those options. I do have the 1 skein of fingering weight. And oh, look at this. It is so gorgeous. So I have already opened this. I am not surprised at this colorway. It is absolutely gorgeous though. And this is, again, Sweet Pea, based on also the hat pattern, Sweet Pea. This is 8515, which means it's really nice, plump yarn. So here we go, Yawnable. And here is the information. Hopefully it's focusing. So super excited about this. I can't wait to cast it on. However, last month's color, which had purple to it, was absolutely gorgeous. I have to cast that on first before I do something with this. But I love them. Love the subscription. Out of all the yarn subscription boxes, this is the one I want to invest my money in. That's it for the knitting. And now on to the quilting. There's not much to this. I did sign up at the Fat Quarter Shop for the block of the month, and it's the Lori Holt Sew by Row. I'm also working slowly on the cross stitch pattern, but here it is. So this is a cross stitch pattern and a quilt pattern. We have only so far received the stuff for the first row. So this is actually coming to us 1 row at a time, but you know, with COVID and delays and stuff, things are still slow. I expect things to be slow. It is what it is. You don't pay for the row until you get it. So I'm fine with this row not coming yet, but I have finished my scissor row. Now, I haven't done any type of quilting probably in almost 10 years, so it's been a while. But this is the row. So here it is. All sewed up. So there we go. So row 1 done. Lots of little pieces. She also has you press your seams open. I did what she said. I don't think I'm a fan of the press your seams open. I think it's harder to get your points to match up that way. But I did it for the first row. I followed the directions. The second row I'm probably going to press the way I'm comfortable pressing. And that is done until I get the fabric for the next row. That is what I spent most of my birthday time sewing on, was that. The next quilting that I've been working on, there's really not much to show. It's at the kind of cut up stage, but I'll just show a little bit. This is the quilt that I'm going to be making. It's out of More Laps from Fat's book. This book is very, very difficult to find right now. I know this because when I couldn't find it in my stash and I knew I had it, I spent 2 weeks looking for it, and I ended up rebuying the book. I can't remember. You have to do lots of Google searches. This is an old book, but I was able to find it, and I was able to rebuy it for the same price that I originally bought this years ago. And the reason I know it's the same price is because Murphy's Law, after it came in the mail, I found the book a couple of days later. It still had the price tag on it, so I think there was maybe $1 difference in the price, but More Laps from Fats is the book. And I'm using Moda fabric that I got from the Fat Quarter shop. This will be my background color. And I'm just going to show you, this is where I'm at. I've got some pieces sewed. I've got the strips that are going to go with them. I need to cut the background fabrics to get my squares going, but I just have these all set to go for the next step. And hopefully I'll get some time off. Today would have been my day to get this fabric all cut up, but my daughter's coming over and we're going to go shopping. And when we're done shopping, we're all getting together, my 2 daughters, their 2 boyfriends, me, my husband, my cousin, and her daughter, and we're going to go do goat yoga. I've never done goat yoga before. I'm more interested in the goats than the yoga, to be perfectly honest, but I'm going to give it a try, and that is how I'm going to end my night. Hopefully, if the goats don't abuse me too much, I'm going to get some stitching in. I will start my country cottage May block and get some time spent in on that. So that is all the crafty goodness I have to show you. I actually have already done any of my life talking. I don't talk too much about my life. Again, I'm, like I said, an introvert. It's a lot to try and put ourselves out there. Remember, I do have the giveaway. Put friends down below, and we're going to do friends with an S. I will go and edit and make sure I write that in at the original part so that everybody knows friends with an S, and I will do a drawing the next time I record. Until the next time, happy crafting.